what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are deep within the heart of the Las Vegas Convention Center, obviously here for the 2022 edition of the SEMA Auto Show. Walking around, we had to spend some time, even though it's crazy as can be, at the Toyota booth, and definitely with this car. This is a special built through Toyota and a few builders. This is a 2023 Toyota GR Corolla full WRC edition. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, inline three-cylinder turbocharged powered rally car, let's talk about what's going on here. The GR Corolla is about to be released into dealerships nationwide. People have been craving for that hot hatch with all-wheel drive supremacy and of course turbocharged power. Now, a lot of people have been saying, why oh why is this car a three-cylinder? How can it produce the power that it does and still be reliable? Now remember, if you know your World Rally Championship, you would know that Toyota has been using the GR Yaris, the two-door smaller sibling to the Corolla. They've been running the Yaris over there in Europe for years, and things have been going really, really well. Now with this GR Corolla, they wanted to show what could be done with the right imagination and the right creativity, taking that WRC heritage and bringing it into the GR Corolla. Now, GR Corolla, 4 doors, more horsepower. Stock, you're looking at 300 horsepower out of a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. This one, they have increased the turbocharged boost, obviously increasing performance. Let's go ahead though, let's dive into this GR Corolla and find out, is it the ultimate hot hatch? Right off the bat, the colors. This thing looks like it's ready to line up at any stage of a World Rally Championship race. Up front, of course, you're gonna get extra width. And when it comes to that width, it's all about giving some wider tires, some wider wheels to get the traction. You could see the work that they've done with actually taking the flared fender and it being part of the existing fender from your stock GR Corolla. That's what I like about this class of car, is that you take a mundane Corolla and then you pump it with a bunch of steroids, and this is what you wind up with. Down low, you're gonna have functional corner air intakes, obviously for aerodynamics and for cooling. You could see the full carbon fiber front air dam and splitter. Any race car, whether it's an asphalt car or a rally car, we don't want air to go underneath the vehicle. That creates lift, so we try to create that downforce, and that's why you have that massive piece across the front. The rest of this grille section is factory stock original. So you have your gloss black, you got your GR badge. Remember, that stands for Gazoo Racing. That's gonna handle all of the World Rally Championship stuff, plus things like WEC and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And this is what I like to see. I like to see the stock car brought into the modification purpose. Now, when we get up onto that hood, you are getting that bulge. And this started off life as a regular circuit edition. Remember, for 2023, the circuit edition is gonna be a limited edition, and that one will not be available until the spring of 2023. So you got your bulge, you got the Gazoo Racing color stripes, and you have your functional heat extractors that are gonna help drag hot air from underneath that turbocharged engine hood. Now, when we come around the bend, we gotta go wide because of those extreme flares. I love what they've done with keeping it in that whole rally spec theme. So what you're gonna notice, you have these OZ Racing wheels, 17-inch wheel. Now you might be saying, well, Joe, I remember when you did the review of this car, it actually had an 18-inch wheel. The reason why you got a little bit smaller wheel is because of the type of tire we need to run. If you notice, this is a 60 series sidewall, so you got a beefy sidewall because this tire and vehicle needs to go on-road and off-road, and that's something that you'll see is through the World Rally stages, they change up the tires and the wheels depending on if it's snowing, mud, if they're out in the Sahara, all sorts of different situations. This car's been gone through with the suspension, all the recalibration with the shock absorbers, adjusting the compression and the rebound damping, but you could still see those Brembo calipers peeking from behind this 17-inch wheel. And like I said, this is the style, this is the off-road strength that you need going up against the competition. Now, coming down the side, I'm gonna have Lori kind of swing around and show that functional flare really gives the idea of where the circuit edition starts and where this GR Corolla WRC edition comes into play. Now up top, the great news is just like your street car, you're gonna have the forged carbon fiber roof. So with the carbon fiber roof, that's actually gonna shave about 8 pounds of weight off the top of this GR Corolla, lowers your center of gravity, and with that forged carbon fiber, it's got such a unique style to it, much different than your typical dry weave carbon fiber. Love the way they work the graphics, really something that I could see that with the creativity, with some, obviously some money, because like my dad says, if you want to play, you got to pay. You might be able to turn your GR Corolla into this one. Down below, what do we got? We have that, of course, carbon fiber side sill extension, GR4. This has a sophisticated all-wheel drive system. It's not the same that you're going to find on any other car. You could actually adjust how much power is going to the rear, how much power is going to the front. You could even do a 50-50 lock of distribution between the two. And that, like I said, when we were out in Utah at Miller Motorsports Park, we were able to showcase how the car handles based off of where you're putting that power. Now, working our way towards the rear, one of my favorite things that they added here was extra venting. Remember, with a rally car, the whole interior is gutted. We can't get into this one, but I do want to show all the exterior stuff. So you actually have these functional vents extending out from where normally you would have a quarter window, and then coming around back, things are still getting massive and large. This massive WRC functional wing. If you look throughout the Rally Championship heritage, the years, obviously Subaru is a big name, and I know there's a lot of discussion, a lot of debate going on, whether it's because of Subaru pulling out of the STI and the WRX STI, and now this coming into fruition. Remember, Subaru used to be such a top player in the World Rally Championship, but Toyota also has a lot of history going all the way back, of course, to the early years with Carlos Sainz and the Toyota Celica GT4. But you'll notice that massive rear wing, carbon fiber adjustable. Even through the back window, you're gonna have a spare wheel and tire. Things happen on stage rallies. You could be literally in the middle of nowhere, and if you get a flat, you don't just give up. You have to keep going. So they're able to make those changes and adjustments on the actual stage course. Now, as we drop down, you can see that sheer width of this GR Corolla. Love the bodywork, and you can see that it's the same specification as the GR Yaris. Really, the main thing between the Yaris and the Corolla is how many doors do you have. The GR Yaris, though, is more of a true homologation model. They actually have to build so many of those so that Toyota could race in the World Rally Championship. This was something that Akio Toyota wanted to bring the all-wheel drive hot hatch to the United States. They kind of knew that the GR Yaris would not be a top seller here in the States because it's a little on the smaller side. I personally love it, but I know overall a lot of people want something a little bit bigger, and I think the GR Corolla was the smarter decision. Now, as we come across the center, this is where really you see all the touches just like on your stock GR Corolla. You got your badging, of course you got the iconic Toyota badge, and look at the exhaust. This is gonna be something that's gonna be interesting to see how owners, when they get their order delivered to them with their GR Corolla, what way are they gonna do with exhaust? Now remember, on the stock exhaust, you do have the 3 setup system. You got your 1 exhaust on each side, and then they put more of like an oval wide opening in the center, just a single pipe. This one though is showing the direction that you could go in. Large 3.5-inch exhaust, nice slash cut, and of course, what they wound up doing on this particular one is having 2 separate pipes. I would really want to see, I'd be willing to pay almost any amount of money right now to actually go on throttle and start this thing up, because the sound of that exhaust has got to be glorious. And then, like I said, I think the most exciting thing about this GR Corolla is what are owners going to do with their interpretation of the car and what direction that they're going to do. What's interesting is that we actually have the actual Core, the Circuit Edition sitting here, because you got your 3 trims, Core, Circuit, and Morizo. The Circuit Edition is what this car behind me started life as. So we showed you the 3 trims. Remember, the Morizo trim is the one that doesn't have a rear seat, it doesn't have rear window regulators, it doesn't even have rear speakers. But let me know what you think. Is Toyota showing you the direction that they want to go in with this concept, this WRC concept of the GR Corolla? Is it the ultimate hot hatch? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to the machine behind the lens, Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in that comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.